Hello, everybody. Welcome to Top FC TV. We are live with another match reaction. Chelsea, Brighton, Liverpool, Fulham. Hopefully, we'll have some Liverpool, representatives. We got the great Joseph right here, who's going to represent Chelsea. Maybe other Chelsea fans are going to come on as well. I want to say my piece, and then Joe is going to go in because he told me he's got an agenda today against VAR, and he says that the match shouldn't have turned out the way it did. So we'll see what he means. But as far as what I think, Chelsea struggled without needing to in this game. Let's start talking about Chelsea. Liverpool was terrific. I mean, I didn't think that. I tweeted. I thought, people say they don't lose at Anfield, and when Fulham went up, I was getting hyped up, and then they just bring it home and it's over with. It's like they win the Liverpool way, regardless. But Chelsea, I felt like they could have made this game much easier, in my opinion. A lot of people say that Chelsea have really young talent, not mature talent. Both captains back-to-back games get sent off. That has to have some the level of maturity in this club maybe is not there. But Gallagher is supposed to have some games on his back, as well as Reece James, and they still get sent off, these guys. Let me go straight with Joe, man. What are your thoughts on this performance by Chelsea? What are you thinking?
Okay, so let's start with Gallagher since you brought him up, right?
Yeah.
The performance in a whole, if you look at the performance, you can actually take a lot of positives out of it. There's a lot of positives to take out of this performance in an overall sense. If you look at a lot of the players that played today, some of the players that came on today, an overall performance, I thought it was actually really good. I really enjoyed watching Maatsen play Mitoma on that left-hand side in the second half, and that battle ended up becoming really fun to watch. And Maatsen held his own for majority of the time Mitoma had the ball. With Enzo, good to see him get some GA on the board, right? Got two goals today. Mudryk probably had his best game one of his best games in the Chelsea jersey today. Looked like he was unplayable at certain points, and their defense couldn't handle him. Just the pace. The pace. You couldn't handle the pace. He was putting in some good crosses. But I do like when Mudryk comes inside a little bit more, because him running at center backs is a more scarier thought than him running at, like, say, a fullback. And every time he's ever played Milner, he always gives Milner problems. I don't know why they put Milner out there, because the last time Mudryk played Milner got cooked by Mudryk when he was over at Liverpool. Now, Conor Gallagher, okay, I have an agenda against Conor Gallagher. I am willing enough and man enough to say I have an agenda on Conor Gallagher. This guy is not good enough to play for my football club. Plain and simple. He is not good enough to play for our football club. There is no reason you should be the leading foul. He has the most fouls in the league by over 8, Chris. He has the most fouls in the league by over 8. It is crazy. This guy keeps on getting away with murder on set pieces. Today, it wasn't his fault, obviously. It was just a great header by João Pedro. But this guy cannot be playing for a club. He needs to be sold in January. There is no reason now that Nkunku and Lavia are on the horizon that this guy should see the field until January. He shouldn't even see the field. The guy shouldn't even see the pitch the rest of the year until he gets sold in January. And that's that. Now, I have an issue with the way that the refs are reffing these games. Okay? There's nothing equal happening in these games. Literally nothing. One side a push is a foul, the other side a push is nothing. One side, if you want to consistently have the type of injuries that we're having in this league, you shouldn't be adding 10 minutes of extra time to each half. You cannot do that. You're just literally adding a whole extra time. It's like adding extra time. You might as well say the game's 120 minutes at this point. Every game is 120 minutes at this point.
That is true.
My guys played today 120 minutes. They played 120 minutes. It was 10 minutes in the first half, 15 minutes in the second half, nearly 120 minutes today. Like, we want to wonder why with these injuries keep on happening. Let's let them play 95 minutes, like normal games, not 105, not 115, where you add 10 minutes of extra time and then you add another 5 minutes because you couldn't tell the ball hit the dude's head. You went to go to the screen, you added another 5 minutes of extra time in extra time when the ball clearly hit his head. What are we doing here? What is this? What is these referees doing? Like, what are their like? Are they trained? Like, are they actually trained to do these jobs? Like,
I think,
yeah,
I think it's incompetence, of course. 100%. These guys just don't know, and adding all this time, it's nuts. To be honest with you, these games go way too long. It's incredible. So it almost seems like they're looking for something. They're looking at a needle in a haystack when a needle wasn't dropped in a haystack. So now when it comes to the game, oh, look at that. We got my man Jamie Phillips right here. He was able to make it. Hold on, let me fix the fixture. We're going to talk about Liverpool, of course. He's a Liverpool fan, and man, that match was crazy. But let's continue. And I want to have his opinion on the Chelsea game as well. I don't know if he watched it or not, but regardless,
yeah, I didn't get to catch the Liverpool game because I was neck deep in my game. Like,
yeah. But just to, what's up, Jamie? How you doing?
Oh man, you're right.
I'm doing good. But that red card on what do you attribute to Reece James, Gallagher again? I mean, like every match you cannot keep winning games if you're gonna keep losing. Well, number one, you're captain, but you keep losing players game after game. Joe, what's going on here, man? It's supposed to be your captain.
Yeah, he's not my captain. I'll tell you that. If you want to put it that, he's not my captain. He's wearing the captain armband today, but he's not my captain. Like, this guy specifically, like I said, he has the most fouls in the league by over 8. This is what he does. This is what he does. This is just Conor Gallagher. Like he has been getting away with this for a long span of games at this point. Like, it's not been like he's been making these kind of fouls consistently for a long span of games. And like, you don't get 34 fouls in 13 games and not find yourself out with a red card eventually. Like, with me, if we controlled the game better when he wasn't on the pitch. If you notice, the game slowed down for us. Right? The game slowed down for us, and we were able to control what Brighton was doing as soon as we put a fullback on Matoma. As soon as we put a fullback on Matoma and had someone come and double him, we had the game under control. Like, it was just, can you not turn off, which you turned off on a corner, right? Can you not turn off? And can you not make stupid fouls? And like, Conor Gallagher to the rescue.
Right.
Stupid fouls. Going in for tackles. He's going in too rashly for tackles while being up 2-0. Like, why are we going in for those kind of tackles when, like, coming from behind, making tackles from behind? Like, the ref already gave you one for the same thing, and then you make another tackle from behind. It's mental, bro. And not for nothing, I think Poch is a very emotional individual, and he coaches with a lot of emotion, and it spreads through the team, the emotion. Like, if you watch the end of the game today, you saw freaking Evan Ferguson and half of our team nearly getting into a scrap. Like every Poch is in front of the referee. Like, you already got against Newcastle, you got put in the stands because you kept on going out to the referee and getting yellow cards. Like, this team it plays with too much emotion, and it can help you sometimes, or it can hinder you in a game like in a game like Newcastle, where Newcastle can rile you up and play to those emotions. Like, that's it, and it's just what this team is. What I've said about this team is going to be a roller coaster, and that roller coaster is going to be all year. Is going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be Chelsea's going to be box office every single week. You guys are going to watch Chelsea, and you're going to see something crazy happen because it's a young team that's playing with a full of emotion and just trying to get their feet underneath them. And then you got some doofuses all around the pitch. Doofuses, just all around.
It was a good show out by Enzo Fernandez, though. I mean, that's a good. By the way, 28 people live watching right now. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so. We're gonna go into the Liverpool game here in a minute. We got Jamie, hopefully another Liverpool fan, hopefully more Chelsea fans that are a little tied up right now. But Enzo Fernandez, man, I think he's a positive thing very positive thing today. More than likely going to be man of the match. I don't know, but I would assume
he did get man of the match.
Okay.
Yes, he did get man of the match.
So I would assume that's a positive thing because Chelsea fans have been really talking, and also rival fans against Enzo Fernandez, that he wasn't worth over 100 million. And obviously one game is not gonna get it done. And also the second point, Caicedo came in and gets a yellow card as soon as he come on, and I don't think it's the first time. So going back to your point, it might be that
he was on the entire game. He played the entire game.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He
Yeah,
played the entire game. And he got a yellow card right after the Gallagher one.
The Gallagher situation.
We were still playing some emotion there. Like, believe me, like this team plays with Poch plays with that Argentinian swagger on his sleeve, bro. Like that's just what he is. Like he's always been like that. Even when he was in his playing day, the guy was over emotional. Like you could rile his ass up. Like it's just what it is. But Caicedo after the yellow, he had like one other foul and then he was great. Like fantastic.
Yeah, he was definitely a balance. So, I mean, had to be because you're one man down.
Right.
So Jamie, let me ask you though, from the rival perspective, what are your thoughts? Because I know you watch Liverpool, but I know you watch other teams as well in the Premier League. You have to. What are your thoughts on this Chelsea? And then I'll go with Joe again with his thoughts on where this team can be. Because at the end of the day, you win, but you're 10th, 5 spots away from, or 4 points away from European football. Still, you know what I mean? It doesn't seem like enough. Maybe they're turning things around. But what are your thoughts, Jamie, from the rivals' perspective?
Chelsea, it's a weird one with Chelsea because you look at the money they spent and the players they got. There's not a lot of players in their squad I would rate, but I think they're looking more long term because I don't think Chelsea are going to spend like this for the years to come. I think they're looking at getting these players in now to bed into the team. They got a long term future. They got like a 5-10 year plan probably that they're looking at. They don't expect everything to happen right now. I think they're looking for their right manager, their right sporting director, everything to come together. It's going to take time, but Chelsea have got talent on the pitch. There's no doubt about that. I think there's a few players short of where they need to be this season, but I think with Chelsea, it's just about building this season, see what they can do, and it's all about next year for me. You know, I think even Chelsea fans will probably feel like that. Where they are in the league right now with the players they do have available, he's not good enough, and I think they'd all agree with that. That if Chelsea finish in the top 8 this season, with the teams that are improving, I think Villa will start to drop down. That's a team I think Chelsea can catch. And Tottenham as well. I think they can catch a Tottenham as well. I think at the end of the season, it won't shock me if Chelsea finish 7th or 6th and have a good end to the season. Goal scoring is usually Chelsea's issue. I watch a lot of Chelsea, and they actually play some really good football at times and some really good good build-up play. And it's just the end product for Chelsea. And some of their players, Conor Gallagher, like today, getting sent off. I don't mind Conor Gallagher as a player. I think he's been one of Chelsea's best players this season from an outsider looking in. I can understand why a lot of Chelsea fans don't rate him entirely, but I like Conor Gallagher. I think he puts a shift in. I think you need them players in your team.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's very hard just to have 11 Galacticos in your side. I don't think it works. I think you need that.
Right.
I do think you need that kind of player that will put their heart on the line, their passion, and all that in the team. Is he a first teamer for the future for Chelsea? Probably not, but I wouldn't be getting rid of him anytime soon. But Enzo Fernandez stepping up today, nice to see because I know a lot of people have been waiting for it. Yeah, Chelsea next season. I think it's all about next season for Chelsea. It's what they do in the summer. It's if they keep with Poch and they believe Poch is the person to take them forward.
Well,
I think Poch is a good manager and a good
and
coach.
that's the thing, Jamie, because people were tweeting. I think Joe, you're one of them. That
if he don't win today, he's out.
That's what I'm saying.
Simple.
That's what I'm saying.
Plain and simple, bro. Plain and simple.
The team is
plain and simple, bro. Like I ain't playing these games with him, bro. Like this guy literally it's been weekly that we have to question his lineups, right?
Right.
Weekly we question his lineups.
Do you think
so? Let me finish this first,
cool,
okay?
Cool,
let me finish this first, okay? Because like last week against Newcastle, my biggest thing about Poch, my biggest problem with Poch is that he will not he won't put anything out there that's consistent. Okay. So like today was he went back to what he was doing against City, against Conor Gallagher, pressing the DM and being the nuisance around the DM, right? Like that's what we've been playing for, we've been trying to play when we played well, right? Every week this guy has tried to switch it though, and today he went back to what, like, without the fullbacks that we have, because we didn't have fullbacks today. We had no fullbacks healthy other than Maatsen, and he doesn't trust Maatsen, or he just doesn't want Maatsen to get an opportunity because they're going to sell Maatsen in January. And like this guy, it's consistent that we're wondering, why did you do this today? And like every week, it's like, why did you do this today? Right? Why did you make this sub? Or why did you play this person out of position? Like, it's consistent with that. So I've had enough of that, right? I've had enough. I was tired of like seeing that. If you're going to do these kind of things, get me 3 points, right? If you're going to do these kind of things and switch the tactics on a consistent basis, you need to be getting me 3 points. Plain and simple.
Jamie,
the last weeks, we haven't been getting 3 points. So it's your head, or that's it. It's your head. If you want
Jamie,
to
you were going to say
these
something?
Graham Potter tactics.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I will say about all the managers coming in for Chelsea at the moment is that there's a lot of players there that managers are probably not liking or wanting. You know, when Potter was there at Chelsea, you know, I'm not sticking up for Graham Potter or anything like that, but, you know, you're buying players that don't suit a Graham Potter way of playing football. So then it's hard for him to do what he wants to do. Then you got Pochettino, he's got players in this team that he's got a style he wants to play with. And sometimes, I've always said it, you've got to buy players that suit the manager's style. Otherwise, there's no point in buying that player, in my opinion, and trying to fit him to something that don't quite work. Now, at the moment, Chelsea they've gone and farmed out all these players that they really want, and they're building something in the future. And that's why I said you've got to find the right man to head up this project, to be in charge of these players and get the best out of them. And Poch works well with young players.
Yeah, that's the thing, right, Jamie? Is like he works well with young players. Like, I don't think me and you can sit here and say that we're gonna think that Poch is gonna win us anything like absolutely significant. But the development of these players, right?
Yeah.
But the what has been proven is he has been proven to be able to develop young players, right? So like it's like a kind of like a stepping stone manager is the way that I like to describe it, right? Like this is kind of more like the get everybody into like a team, right? Get them start to actually play in the system, which is my biggest issue with Poch, because he changes the system every week. Like, and like I think that this team will look different with an actual 10 playing at the 10. Like that's gonna end up being like, once we see Carney, and because when Carney did play for us, he actually looked very good before he got injured. Like we were up 1-0 against West Ham, and he like tore his ACL like right there, like right after he scored, and he was like he was playing really well. So like that's where like my it's with all the skepticism that I have with Poch, right? I want to see what it's going to look like when you have the guy that scored 30 goals in Bundesliga last year. Like, I want to see what it looks like with a guy who is probably one of the highest rated 10s in England at his age right now. Like, those are the things I want to see first before it's like I could see where this team is going, but if you consistently playing Conor Gallagher at the 10, there's a limit to that. There's a limit to how far you can go with that and how well you could play with that.
Let me go. Let me go with Cody right here. Welcome, Cody, to the channel, man. I appreciate it. Liverpool fan, of course. But what are your thoughts from the rivals' perspective on this Chelsea before we move on to Liverpool? It's tremendous match.
So for me with Chelsea, I've said it in the beginning of the season. I've said it on Spaces a whole lot of times. Big up to everyone on the live, by the way. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, man, share the video and get as many subscribers as possible. So with Chelsea, I've always said in the beginning of the season, look, if Pochettino can come in and do and implement a philosophy and have a style of play with them, then they'll be able to reach levels higher than what happened last season with them, because what happened last season was horrific to Chelsea standards. They were fighting to get 40 points, and that's not how Chelsea are. And now this season, you can see that he's simply implementing that style of play slowly but surely. But then also now, it's where you need experience, because we've always mentioned you can't have all kindergarten kids in the team. You have to have some experience in the team, because you look at Thiago Silva has to carry Disasi at the back. You look at the midfield, they're all brand new in the midfield. So Gallagher is trying to be the one who's a leader. And the front also, Sterling is the leader, but they need that bit of experience, because it's like a team of what I can say with Chelsea is that they're trying so hard to do this thing of let's get them while they're young and then develop them at our team. But then also it's also a setback for their academy also. And I've looked at the disadvantages, and they're more than advantages what they're doing with Chelsea. Todd Bowley, and I remember I once mentioned to Chelsea fans, listen, Todd Bowley is not really ready to take care of such a huge club like Chelsea. If you give Todd Bowley a club like Luton Town, Southampton, then that's good. What he's doing would work at such clubs. But then for Chelsea, it doesn't work, because under Roman Abramovich, they were so used to immediate success, because they know that if something fails, they just recoup and then they go again. But then now here they are looking at a project, and this project is something that is quite new to football as a whole. And in regards to today's game, I didn't really see the game because I was watching Liverpool's almost shocking performance. I was watching them, but I think they grabbed the win. And that is good, because it's showing good signs of, and I've said it in the beginning of the season, the difference between United and Chelsea is they have a style of play. Man United's just kick the ball and inshallah, that's it.
I don't think it's that's the thing. It's like he has a style of play, but he doesn't implement it on a weekly basis, like the way that Eddie Howe would, right? Like Eddie Howe, that's why I rate Eddie Howe so highly, right? Like he has Lewis Miley instead of Bruno Guimaraes. It doesn't matter. He's playing the same way. He doesn't have Lewis Dunk, so he's playing a right back at left back. He's playing the same way. It doesn't matter, right? Like that's what I like. Like for the most, like unless you're down to 9 men, you should be playing your style of play, right? Like that's what it is, right? Like that's how I feel about it. So like I guess for me, it's like I don't know if he can actually. He thinks that we could play that style the way that he wants to play with Conor Gallagher at the 10. Like that's like that's kind of where it is with us right now. And to be honest, I'm gonna kind of hit you with something that's a little bit like you're gonna be like, oh yeah, whatever, Joe. But there was only like 2 players actually that was under the age of 22 out there today.
Yeah.
So like as much as we want to say that this is a young project, Disasi's 26, bro. Disasi's 26. Let's not play this game. These are all young kids. Disasi's 26. Badiashil's 24. Like Levi Colwell's 22. Okay. Or yeah, he's 21, 22. Mudrik's 22. Okay. Jackson's 22. But other than that, like there's people with experience on the pitch. Like Enzo Fernandez has played plenty of football. Caicedo has been in this league for over a year. Yeah. Like these guys gotta stop they need to grow up. Like that's what it comes down to. You guys,
All right.
it doesn't matter if you're old enough to be on the pitch, you're old enough to be criticized, and old enough to be
That's true.
out there. Like,
well, so let's move. We'll see what happens with Chelsea, of course, but we got to move on to Liverpool playing a really good game. By the way, guys, if you can retweet the stream, I appreciate it. I tag both of you or all three of you.
yeah, I got you.
But regardless, Liverpool. I tweeted this because Cody actually he said Liverpool don't lose at Anfield, so it's not even about analyzing this game, and so when they went down 3-2. I tweeted and I was like, somebody said that Liverpool don't lose at Anfield, and right after, bang, bang, and I had to comment on that and say, well, I guess they were right, and it is nuts, man. It is incredible. This was an incredible performance. So I'm gonna say, Jamie, go ahead and give me your thoughts on this match, and then I got something else, and then we'll go to Cody.
See, my thoughts on Liverpool at the moment get me in a lot of trouble because not a lot of people will agree with me. Look, Liverpool have quality players, there's no doubt about it, and a quality coach. My only problem is the system. There's something not quite right with our system at the moment because the Fulham goals are so easy. You know, you can look at mistakes. You know, Queven Kelleher with 2 mistakes at the beginning of the game as well for 2 of their goals. You know, you can blame mistakes, but you also got to look at things that happen before mistakes as well on the pitch where, you know, we're not structured in a way. We don't control games of football, you know, but we've got so much quality on the pitch that we can win games and get away with it. And that's the issue at the moment. We can get away with it because of the quality we got on the pitch, as you saw today. You know, there's players that frustrate me that I think we need sorting out. The manager frustrates me because I think the system just needs tweaking a little bit. You know, we got to get more control of our game. Players need to start for me. You know, I think Wataru Endo needs to start. I don't think McAllister actually did a bad job today or against Man City actually. But Szoboszlai, gone missing again. How many weeks in a row Szoboszlai gone missing now? I know he's a Liverpool fan favourite because, you know, he's the new kid on the block and everyone loves him. But apart from his first 4 games of the season where he was electrifyingly good, I don't think Szoboszlai has been great since. The thing with Dominic Szoboszlai, he's not a great defender. He's not a great defender. Tremendous on the ball, but without the ball, Dominic Szoboszlai is not a very good defender. Now, we play the same way with our midfield as we sort of did with under the Klopp years anyway. And obviously, Szoboszlai is a far better footballer than Jordan Henderson on that right side. There's no debate in that. But he's not a better defender. And this is the issue of our midfield at the moment. Ryan Gravenberch and Szoboszlai cannot play together, in my opinion, because they both want to do the same thing all the time, on and off the ball. Their first instinct is to attack and not defend, and then you leave McAllister on his own. I actually thought McAllister did all right today, to be honest.
What a goal.
That shot.
What a goal.
I thought he did all right.
What a goal.
Well-class goal. That's what he's capable of. He's a tremendous player. He shouldn't be playing where he is, but
right.
He's doing the
I was
job
about
at the
to
moment.
ask you this. I was about to ask both of you this quick question quickly about Liverpool because, like, I didn't get to see too much of the game. I'm about to check the highlights here quickly, but I had this feeling that this game would kind of be this way today, because not only because I have had the worry that every Liverpool fan's had, right? What do they do when when you have a midfielder that's dominant as a CDM and you don't have a midfield, on the other side, you don't, right? Like I just was curious about it, right? Like you guys did really well against City, but it was like more of like an out tactical kind of thing. But like what happens when you guys have like a really dominant like Paulinho in there and like playing up against those guys, right? And it shows how important Alisson is like for you guys, like the amount of like one-on-one saves and like opportunities that he saves. So I guess my question is to you, like with Alisson being out until potentially January or February, right? Like potentially February-ish, January, February.
Alisson's back in 2
He'll
weeks.
be back before the United game. He'll be back before the
Yeah.
United
Oh,
game.
great. I was under the impression it was much longer.
No, it's Jota.
Well, that's not that big. It's Jota that's out longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a while.
I guess the question: do you guys see in January your team investing in the DM? Like, do
No.
you see it happening?
Because Jurgen's already said that he rates McAllister in his position.
But that's not his position.
But what Klopp wants, I think, is different to what us fans want, and that's
right.
I think Klopp wants a ball playing number 6. We could easily gone and got Polina in the summer because look how much money we spent on Szoboszlai. So we could have easily gone and done it.
I mean, you put down all that money for Caicedo. You could have
it's like
shuffled the money over to Paulinho.
But the Caicedo thing's a weird thing because the Caicedo deal, Jurgen Klopp weren't involved in it. That was Billy Hogan, our CEO. Billy Hogan did that deal on his own.
What about Latvia?
That was the ego trip then.
Yeah, Jurgen Klopp.
That was an ego trip by Billy Hogan.
Yeah, Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp and Joel Schmack, the sporting director, are actually working on the Lavia deal. But because the CEO was working on Caicedo deal, it took our eyes off that. That's why Klopp was pissed in that press conference when they spoke about Caicedo. Because he didn't want him. He wasn't the DM he was looking for. He wants a ball-playing defensive midfielder to pass through the lines. And that's what McAllister does. And for me, the last couple of games...
That's what Lavia does.
Yeah, exactly. And when I look at McAllister today and against City... I actually think McAllister is starting to do what Klopp wants him to do. The problem is the rest of the midfield are not defending with him, and this is the issue. Like,
there's not enough legs around him to pick up the spaces in between him.
Oh,
right?
Szoboszlai's got the legs. He's just not got a defensive bone in his body. He's on the ball, tremendous. Wants to get forward.
But here's the thing: that's a missed profile. McAllister. Szoboszlai is a missed profile. I'm sorry to say this to all you guys Liverpool fans. He's a missed profile. He is supposed to be in the corner, in the interior spaces of the team. Like up top in the interior spaces, playing inside forward or in the 10. Like that's where he thrives. That's what he does. Like to say that he used to play right wing. He was playing right wing for Leipzig. Like you guys are expecting, if you guys are expecting him to go defend spaces from behind, it's the wrong guy.
Yeah, let me hear Cody's thoughts on this match too. We haven't heard it from him. So what are your thoughts after this Liverpool comeback performance?
This was a very stressful match, man. But like for me, it was something. You know, sometimes Liverpool has this thing of orchestrating their own downfall, man. We are our own instigators. We actually do this to ourselves because when you look at that game, we were dominant in the first half. And then, of course, Keller has no Alisson. Those 2 goals had me thinking, do we have...
Oh, we lost him, I think.
No.
I think just...
Oh, we still was. No.
That first half. So...
Oh, we still no.
Oh my god.
Over there? Yeah,
nope.
I think we lost. I think. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
I think. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know what happened.
There's an echo though.
I think there's an echo though.
Oh, is there an echo?
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, I think your TV is on or something.
Yeah.
Is it still there? Is it still there?
You're good. Go ahead.
You're good. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh no, it's there.
Oh
my god. Okay, let me rejoin that.
Okay, go ahead. But to his point, it was a stressful match. But do you think, Jamie, that it's because of is it Liverpool or was it Fulham that made this? Because I saw a lot of good. I think Fulham played well.
Played well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying. Sometimes you gotta shake the other guy's hand, man. I feel like we a lot of times we want to pick problems in our teams, and sometimes you playing another 11 that trying to beat you just as much. Didn't get it done, of course, Fulham, but ultimately, now what are your thoughts on the resilience though? Because this is the Liverpool way. At the end of the day, man, that Nunez, who I've criticized all season, finds that rebound and somehow crosses it. You know what I mean? So. And then, who is this Asian kid? I'm sorry, I didn't forget his name. He's tremendous.
Wataru Endo.
Oh, Endo. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, it's frustrating because Liverpool never really have a comfortable game. You know, I know we're going to win, but it's always like on the edge of your seat kind of win. We can never just sit there
Right.
and relax.
That's how Chelsea's been recently, bro.
Yeah,
That's how Chelsea's been.
It's frustrating because I look at the players we got on the pitch and I look at who our manager is, and I'm like, sometimes we need to make games so much easier and control the game. I don't feel like we had.
Did Endo
control.
have a good game today?
I thought when I
Yes.
didn't think Liverpool had any control of the game today until Wataru Endo came on.
I beg to differ.
Sorry, man. So as soon as Wataru Endo came on, I think Liverpool had more control in that midfield, and then Trent went into midfield, and Trent's just world class. But it's a brand new midfield for Liverpool. It is frustrating because we see the players we got. I think Klopp's just got some work to do. What to do on the defensive side of our game, attacking wise, going forward and in the possession of the ball, no problem. It's off the ball and what we can do off the ball and how we defend off the ball, especially in quick transition. Because the problem with Trent inverting is that when Trent inverts, then the backline don't know where they need to be positionally because, Matip then has to go into the right back situation. Then Trent has either Trent or someone else has to go into be the centre back. And no one knows where they're lining up. So on quick transition, that's where Liverpool get caught, as you saw today against Fulham. And Fulham are excellent at that. You've got to give them credit because they play counter-attacking football and waited on these mistakes from Liverpool and capitalised on them today. So, I can't blame. Like, it's just frustrating because you can see Liverpool have the quality and the players, and it's just this little defensive part of our game because we should be controlling games of football a lot better than we do, in my opinion.
So just to end with this one, what are your final thoughts, man? On I don't know if Cody, are you available, Cody, to finish your point?
Cody's having Wi-Fi issues.
Yeah, I think Cody's having issues. Okay, so what are your thoughts though, Jamie, on what does this mean for Liverpool right now? Sitting, we'll look at the table real quick. We're second with this momentarily tie from City and Tottenham. We'll see what happens. But I mean, is Liverpool's going to be right there with on the race to win the Premier League? I don't think anybody can question that.
No.
Do you think that the Europa League is a target as well? What are your thoughts on this Liverpool's expectations this season?
So my expectation has changed as the season's gone on, as they should. At the beginning of the season, I was like, right, brand new midfield, one transfer summer, got rid of all the old, brought in the new. We had a bad year. I just need us to get back in Champions League football again and be where we should be. So that's how I was feeling going into this season. But as this season's going on now, and we're second in the league at the moment with only one defeat against Tottenham, which has an asterisk next to it because of VAR. And getting a point away to Manchester City where no one does that, you can. And we've played everyone hard away from home. Everyone's got to come back. We've played Newcastle away, Brighton away, Chelsea away, City away. So these things all got to come to Anfield yet. So I think Liverpool, my expectations now is that Liverpool very much in the title race. And that's what frustrates me, but about us controlling games more. We'll fall out the title race very quickly if we don't get a grip on our defensive side of the game where we control games more. Because the quality's there, everyone can see that on the pitch, without a doubt. So, we're in the title race, and that's an amazing thing from being where we were last season to completely gutting your midfield in one summer and buying a new one and then going again this season. That's an amazing feat by the football club. So I give my credit to the manager, the players, and everyone involved. But Liverpool in title race, my expectations have changed, and it'd be interesting to see what they do in January if the owners and the manager agree with that as well. Because if they agree with that, we're in the title race as well, they should capitalise on in January, in my opinion.
Okay, so Cody, man, I don't know if we can get you, if the internet allows us, but what are your thoughts on this Liverpool match, and of course, what's in the future for Liverpool? What the objectives are? I think we're still having issues with him. So yeah. We're gonna have to call it off, man. I appreciate Jamie, Cody coming on, of course, Joe as well to react to the Chelsea and Liverpool match. I appreciate everybody coming on. I appreciate everybody watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. We will have the Manchester City Tottenham a full-time reaction later on. So I appreciate you, Jamie, coming on, man. Thank you so much. His channel is going to be in the description below, so you can just subscribe to his channel. Amazing Liverpool content. I was just the other day watching, and good, man. You got some good takes on that show, bro. So I appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
We'll see you guys on the next one.